The 7th edition of the Battle of the Titans Let the Games Begin bodybuilding contest was organised by the Physical Culture Association of South Africa, and it took place at Durbanville High School Auditorium in Cape Town recently. And as PCA UK Director Ryan Alexander tells us, the PCA is expanding rapidly all over the world.
We are currently operating in 30 plus countries. We are extremely strong in Western Europe, and we are now in North America, South America, Asia, Africa, Australasia. So comprehensively we are continuing to grow.
The Physical Culture Association was formed in 2015 to bring bodybuilding and fitness athletes an improved competitor experience, rewarding them for their hard work and commitment in developing their physiques to peak condition. So how do South Africa's athletes stack up against those in the rest of the world?
The standard's very high in terms of the calibre of athletes. South Africa always provides excellent standard, and we look forward to seeing many South African competitors at the World Championships next year.
The Battle of the Titans attracted big interest from the country's top bodybuilders and fitness athletes, as well as spectators. But none of this could have happened without the backing of some very loyal sponsors.
For our sponsors, we're really truly thankful. The sponsors we've actually been keeping for the last 4 or 5 years. And it's an ongoing relationship. As I mentioned, we are always evolving and changing with the times. Big sponsors like Nutricon, Jaguar, IPMG, Muscle Plus, Rocamamas, they all play an important role in our federation. And without their financial assistance, surely this wouldn't have been possible.
The event offers serious amateur athletes a chance to earn their professional cards, which will then allow them to compete internationally as full-time professionals. So has there been an increase in the number of professional athletes in South Africa?
Yes, most definitely. With PCA's philosophy is athletes, as an amateur athlete, they are free to compete where they would like. We would like all athletes to experience all the platforms in South Africa. And the sport has generally grown as athletes are not suppressed to one-sided federation in going forward. We allow all our athletes to compete in any federation. We also have seen a growing number of athletes competing in South Africa, qualifying for going overseas, thus having 2-3 pros placing in overseas events, which has been a great achievement for South African athletes.
Sponsors are always close to an event and are able to gauge the success or otherwise of it all. Among the sponsors at this year's Battle of the Titans Let the Games Begin were Nutricon South Africa, who were very pleased with their involvement.
The PCA Battle of the Titans is an amazing event. I really feel that that Kevin does give a lot of credit to the athletes, credit to the sponsors, and I've always been an avid believer that if you're getting repeat business year on year, month on month, then your product or your commodity is generally something that's working for your consumer. Us being a consumer to the show or a sponsor, what he's doing it right, and you know, we're happy to form an alliance with him.
The strength and success of the event and the PCA is evidence of the continued growth in interest and awareness, which obviously makes life for the sponsors much easier.
Look, I mean, we all know that this show has been sold out yet again. It happened last year as well. And I think to have continued growth like that in the market space, in the fitness industry, isn't an easy thing to do, considering our economic climate occurring in our country at the moment. And to be achieving that kind of a status year on year and growth within the year, definitely something's being done right with the PCA in South Africa. So again, very happy to be a title sponsor to the event.
The athletes themselves look to be in prime condition for the Battle of the Titans Let the Games Begin. For many taking part, it's the culmination of many years of incredibly hard work and sacrifice, often through some very tough and trying times. Bulelani Jola explains how important it is as an athlete to take your opportunity.
When I started, I wasn't the biggest guy, and I always felt that I needed to make my mark. And one thing that I realized that on stage, you've got 1 minute, more or less, that you can showcase yourself, and it's the only time that you're actually on stage by yourself. And I thought to myself, Jesus, this is the only time I could really make an impact. And at the time when I started my own craft to try and signature myself in the sport, I decided that I wanted to do something different, you know, and try and market myself. And it was a time that I was trying to look for sponsors and attracting the eye of sponsors at the same time. So that's why I started like changing up my craft with my posing routines.
The Battle of the Titans gives amateur bodybuilders the chance to take their sport to the next level. Bulelani is proof of that, as is Janine van der Merwe, a PCA Bikini Pro athlete, and Vian Mens, a PCA Pro. They tell us what they thought of the Battle of the Titans.
That's a great opportunity, scope, platform for any athlete to get its foot in the door, to become a pro, to become an international athlete, just to widen the horizons of bodybuilding and fitness.
Battle of the Titans, I truly feel it's one of the biggest amateur shows in South Africa, and it's truly grown and given a platform for guys to showcase themselves, and the standard of guys that compete here is quite high, because you find that most of the guys have also competed internationally, and that's where the goal is. Some of the guys come into this show preparing to go to Worlds, and I'm one of those guys looking to go to Worlds with PCA this year. So yeah, a Battle of the Titans is truly grown throughout the years, and they've put up their standard big time.
I've heard so many athletes say to me, it's the best show you can do, it's the best show you can do. So last year I decided, well, we're going to save up, we're going to come down and do it as a holiday. And it was the best show I ever did last year. I also got my pro card last year, so I think that helps. But it's just big, and there's just so much camaraderie. I love it. Kevin does put a lot of effort into his shows, and athletes first, and I love that.
Janine's interest in bodybuilding began in 2010 when she had to let an older woman help her carry her groceries to the car because Janine wasn't strong enough herself. She decided then and there to take up bodybuilding and has not looked back since. She gives us the lowdown on the Bikini Pro division.
Right, so if you can imagine someone being quite small and then obviously getting up to very big muscles, the trained bikini is the second lineup. So the first girls are a little less muscular than us, and then from there on it obviously gets a little bigger.
Janine, a mother of 3 from Secunda, successfully defended her Bikini Pro title at the Battle of the Titans this year. She earned her pro card last year. So what does it take to become a PCA Pro athlete?
It's not just for the show, it must be a lifestyle thing as well. So, I mean, I'm sure everybody's heard the lifestyle thing, but you know, it obviously adds up. So you have to do it, you know, always. And then when you start for your show prep, that's when the dieting starts to get harder. But the training always stays the same, training every day, not more than an hour or 2 a day. I'm a mom as well, so I think I get enough cardio, so I don't do too much cardio.
Much of Janine's success comes down to discipline, and perhaps the most important aspect of that is around diet. So just how strict is Janine about her diet, and what does she eat?
Very little at the end, I must say, because I'm very hungry. So I'm probably going to stay up all night to eat. Look, it's very strict when you start for your show. Literally just fish and broccoli and a little bit of sweet potato and that kind of stuff. So it's not fun, but the last day you do get to cheat a little bit. Well, that we carb up, so eating cheat foods. So the show day is the best to start eating some sweeties and stuff. But yeah, the diet is not fun, but it's something that we have to do.
After 9 years of disciplined eating and dedicated training and show preparation, Janine reached pro status at last year's Battle of the Titans Let the Games Begin, which was the realization of a long-held dream for her.
Getting pro status was my goal from the beginning since I got into bodybuilding. I achieved it last year, so this is my first year standing as a pro. It means that you can only do pro lineups, so only pro shows you can do is a lot more prizes, cash money, that kind of thing. It also gives you, like at this show, I didn't have to stand in any queues. I can do whatever I want, I can come and go whenever I want, so it does give you a little bit of privilege. So, but yeah, it was my goal for 9 years and I achieved it, so I'm so happy.
The Bikini Pro division that Janine competes in differs substantially from the other divisions in the event in terms of what the judges are looking for.
Right, in my category, they're looking for X-frame, so that means shoulders, you know, the X-frame, it means shoulders and the bum, everything, balance, symmetry, proportion, and then at the end they look for conditioning. The girls don't have to be too muscular, so that means not too muscular shoulders or quads, but a nice bum, they do want a nice round bum and are very tight. So they do make the girls walk front and back so that they can see that everything is nice and tight. So that's what they're looking for.
Since Janine got involved in the sport, as we've heard, it has grown in terms of participation numbers. So has Janine seen more women coming into the sport in the last few years?
I have, definitely. I think most of the girls usually come when they're older. I think it's girls that feel, now I'm ready to do it. But I want to encourage younger girls to actually come as well. They don't have to wait. The earlier you start, the earlier you can achieve your goals anyway. So, I got my pro card at 36, where, I'm sure if I knew to start bodybuilding earlier, I would have gotten it earlier, hopefully. Which means it doesn't give me too much time in the bodybuilding as a pro. So, I would really encourage young girls to take up bodybuilding.
Vian Mens is one of South Africa's top bodybuilding athletes, having competed with great success internationally. He received his WFF Pro card in 2014. That year, he was the career universe champion, and in 2015, he won the WFF world title in Pretoria. So, what does Vian's training regime entail?
Off season, 5 times a week, 2-day split. In season, 7 days a week with active cardio day. So it does change, varying calories, varying training techniques too, and then different food types I'll also play around with.
Vian's in-season weight is 90 kilograms, and his favorite diet food is chicken and rice. In the off-season, Vian enjoys pizza and allows his weight to increase by some 9 kilograms. So what are some of the specific training sessions he does?
Anabolic training, there's your different methods of training, your FST7s, your HIITs, we do hyperplasia training, force the blood into the muscle, tearing the fascia of the muscle, and they're causing growth, forcing growth into the muscle actually. Fascia stretch just means that you're stretching the fascia while you're training with exclusive amount of blood and reps, short rest periods in between your sets. So you just want to get that muscle, as we call it, pumped up.
Both Bulelani and Vian are totally dedicated to their chosen sport of bodybuilding. They and their fellow athletes at the Battle of the Titans have incredible discipline. While encouraging youngsters to take on bodybuilding, Vian has a cautionary tale to tell about what it takes to reach the very top.
I've had many athletes that has not made it. Quite simply, I've learned that it's not for everybody, although it can be for everybody, if you know what I'm saying. It's a mental game that you actually got to teach yourself. But if you're not in the right space at the right time, the sport's definitely not going to work for you. Stress, bodybuilding does not go together. Uncommitted lifestyle and bodybuilding does not go together. For instance, maybe, working 3 jobs and studying and having a kid and bodybuilding does not work together. So it's got to fit in. It's got to fit into your lifestyle, and the support around you is the most important. Yeah.
It's the only sport that you do 24 hours, and besides that, it's the only sport that carries your discipline through everything that you do. And it's the only sport that you actually carry it with you in everything that you do. There's a sense of unspoken power that comes with bodybuilding, where it be the confidence that it gives you, be at work, be in public, how you carry yourself. And when you're at the gym, you truly feel complete, and the way people treat you, just because of your physical appearance, because most people judge you by how they see you and how you appear to them, So this is something that I truly feel, be it that you don't have to be a bodybuilder, but it's something that one, in terms of fitness, has to anchor themselves and do for longevity in life.
And at the 2019 Battle of the Titans, Janine was not the only one to defend her title. Didi Yuan did so in the ladies' toned bikini category, and Bianca Kukumur in the trained bikini category. In the physique category, Sianda Sibango defended his title as the Ultimate Pro. Bodybuilder Morne van der Berg won his division and was invited to stand in the pro lineup. Morne took the spotlight, dominating not just his overall lineup, but dominating the pro lineup as well. He earned his pro status within the PCA League. We look forward to 2020's PCA Battle of the Titans. Let the games begin.